YouTubers, I hope you're doing well today. On this episode of Vape On, we're going to be checking out the Bonza kit by Vandy Vape and the Bogan himself. We'll head on down, I'll show you the packaging and what you receive. Alright, so this is the packaging you get your Bonza kit in. On the side here you'll have your colour and batch number. I got the copper wrinkle painted black finish. On the side here you also have your scratch and verify and a QR code for Instagram. On the back here, you'll have your kit contents, information about Vandy Vape, and the main features of the kit. We'll crack open the box now and see what we have inside. So the kit will include the Bonza mech mod, the Bonza 1.5 RDA, an 18650 battery sleeve, an extra set of magnets for your switch, an optional spring for your switch, little spare parts bag, couple of tools and a couple of optional extras. So you get an Allen key, screwdriver, 510 adapter, some O-rings, the optional of a squonk pin, couple of coil mounting plates, 2 post mounting screws and some extra screws for the posts, a spare O-ring for your sleeve, a proper user guidance card, a warranty card, and last but not least, the user manual. Alright, what we'll do now, we'll have a quick look at the mech and the RDA. Okay, so here we have the Vaping Bogan's mech mod. It is a hybrid mech, so make sure you know your hybrid safety, battery safety, and Ohm's law before attempting to use something like this. This is not for beginners. On top here, it'll say the Vaping Bogan. It'll have 2 venting holes either side there of the hybrid connection. On the front here, it'll have his logo, and it'll have a little bit of scroll work top and bottom. You'll have 2 vent holes down the bottom here too, one just there and one just there. So this sleeve in the center, it does rotate for people that are OCD, so you can line up your RDA with the logo on the RDA, so that is really good. For someone like me, I'm really OCD and that is a big bonus. To install the battery, install it from the center, and it'll have 2 Delrin inserts down the bottom there, as you can see, either end. And it has a plastic sleeve on the inside as well for that extra layer of protection if you have a torn battery wrap. Okay, so you can install this positive up, positive down. Depends on how you like it. I think it's safer to have your positive facing the button itself, the actual switch. That way if it does vent, it's going to vent downwards. You'll see it'll come out of those vents. These vent holes will be covered up by the RDA, so that might prevent it from venting out of those holes. So I always think positive down might be the way to go. So it is a copper liner, so you will get high conductivity on this, so it's really, really good. The switch itself, it is telescopic, so that helps to adjust for battery rattle. I will just pop it out quickly and I can show you. It does wind out. And it is a really nice, simple design. So there's a little copper silver plated terminal. So you can unscrew that and you can install the spring. I have installed a spring in this already, so it makes it much softer on the throw. That might be subjective to some people. They might prefer having the magnets, but I like having a spring in there. All right, what we'll do, we'll just put this back together. We'll chuck the RDA on top and I'll show you how simple it is to install the battery on these. So you start off by putting your hybrid atomizer on top. You always want to do that first. So like I said, positive down. I'm using a Samsung 30T. Probably the best batteries you could possibly use in this. So positive down, what you do, you screw it on and you get to the point where it is just about to touch, like so. Then you wind your switch in till the switch touches the battery, and then you finish it off with a final turn like that. That way, you're not going to have any battery rattle whatsoever. And like I was saying a moment ago, see how the logo is not lining up? Well, now it is. There you go. For those people out there that are OCD, that is a bonus, I can tell you. All right, so the actual RDA itself. Really, really nice little build deck. It's got a 9mm juice well, so that is a big bonus, I reckon. Simple is always a good thing when it comes to a build deck, and this is extremely simple. You don't want anything complicated that's going to make things hard. Put big builds on this too. There's plenty of space, as you can see in there. All right, so the improvements from the version 1, this one here, I'll see if you can see just here. See that little notch just there? There's this little ledge just there, and that helps with the top cap to lock in. So when you're adjusting your airflow, it doesn't spin the top cap. So I'll pop that on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. There you go, see it dropped in just then. It can turn a little bit. You can turn to there, but it is extremely stiff, and that helps for you to line up airflow on your coils. So if your coil's a little bit offset, you can always adjust that just that tiny little bit. The improvement with the airflow. So as you can see here, you can knock off a row at a time, or you can see that's the original. That's how it used to be on version 1. In version 1.5, you can do that. So that is great. All right, not too bad. What we'll do now, we'll chuck a build in it, and we'll take it for a test run. We'll head back up, we'll take it for a test run, and I'll give you my thoughts. Oh yeah, the Bonza Mech and RDA by the Vaping Bogan and Vandy Vape. So what do I think about this? Thumbs up. This thing is excellent. You've done a hell of a job, Bogan. Really good job. And same with you, Vandy Vape. Putting you two guys together, you have really thought of something that's top notch, I can tell you that. The pros are way up here, the cons are way down here. All right, starting off with the tube itself. Pros, the fact that you can use a 21700, a 2700 or an 18650 battery. Pro. The performance you receive from this is extremely high. For that little amount of money you pay, you get a lot for such a little price. So I found that to be a big pro. Durability of this thing, extremely durable, and the finish on it too, extremely durable. Speaking of the finish, it is really, really grippy, and it is not a fingerprint magnet in any way. I'm extremely OCD, and I found that to be a big pro. Speaking of being OCD, being able to line up those logos, that was a great idea. Putting on that sleeve, Bogan, really good idea. That helps my OCD a lot. Pro. The fire button. Being able to have a magnet or a spring, that was a great option to put in there. I like the spring, have a softer throw. A lot of people out there might like magnets, but some people out there might like springs. So that was a really good selling point, being able to put a magnet or a spring into it. So you'll be able to sell a lot more of these. I found that to be a big pro. The only con that I could find with the tube itself is the fire button. If you push it on a little bit of an angle, it won't fire correctly. But if you push smack bang in the middle, it will fire straight away. That was the only con that I could find with it. So I'm going to give the tube itself a 9 out of 10. When it comes to the RDA, pros and cons. So Bogan, you've done a really good job. You've made it simple and easy for people to build on. You could put big builds on here, you could put complex builds on here, and you have that space to be able to work on. The juice well, having a 9mm juice well, that is excellent. I don't have to drip every 10 seconds. Pro. The airflow configuration. I love the fact that you can close off row by row now with the version 2. In the first one, you could only close off 3 at a time, so it actually stopped air from getting to your coil. Now you can close off your top row and air can still hit the coil and air can still go underneath the coil. So that was a big pro. The locking mechanism on the top cap, I like that a lot. When you pop the cap on and it drops into that little ledge, that is excellent because it'll line up your airflow directly onto your coil and you're not going to have to spin it to try and find and look down inside to see where your coils are. So that was really good, finding that little guide on the top there. That was really, really smart. Good, big pro. Other than that, when it comes to the cons, I couldn't find any cons because it's such a simple design and simple is always good. So Bogan, I'm going to give that 10 out of 10, the RDA. So overall, I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason it's 9.5 out of 10 is that fire button. That little bit of an issue. It gets a bit sticky on the sides and it won't fire correctly. But if you just push it in the center, you're not going to have that issue whatsoever. I've got a 0.15 ohm build in here at the moment, and it's hitting like a champ. Performance, top notch. I'm loving this, really nice. Well, that's it for this video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you do want to see more of my content, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on another episode of Vape On. Bye.